Good afternoon. May I welcome everyone to the 16th meeting in 2020 of the Delegated Powers and Law Reform Committee. We have apologies today from two of our members, Mary Fee and Gil Patterson. The first item of business is to propose that the committee takes items 4, 5, 6 and 7 in private, as these involve consideration of future reports. These will be published when agreed. Does the committee agree to take items 4, 5, 6 and 7 in private? Thank you. Under agenda item 2, we are considering instruments subject to the affirmative procedure. No points have been raised on the following draft instruments: the Scottish Parliament Elections, etc. Amendment Order 2020, the Scottish Animal Welfare Commission Regulations 2020, the Land Reform Scotland Act 2016 Supplementary Provision Coronavirus Regulations 2020, and the Representation of the People Scotland Amendment Regulations 2020. Is the committee content with these instruments? Under agenda item 3, we are considering an instrument that is subject to negative procedure. Town and Country Planning General Permitted Development Coronavirus Scotland Amendment Order 2020, SSI 2020/129. The order amends the Town and Country Planning General Permitted Development Scotland Order 1992 to provide for local authorities and certain health service bodies to carry out development for the purposes of preventing an emergency, reducing, controlling or mitigating the effects of an emergency, or taking other action in connection with an emergency. The instrument defines that an emergency is an event or situation which threatens serious damage to human welfare in a place in the United Kingdom. The instrument was laid before Parliament on 23 April 2020 and came into force on 24 April 2020. This does not respect the requirement that at least 28 days should elapse between the laying of an instrument which is subject to the negative procedure and the coming into force of that instrument. The committee is therefore required under standing orders to draw the instrument to the attention of the Parliament under reporting ground J for failing to comply with the requirements of section 28.2 of the Interpretation and Legislative Reform Scotland Act 2010. Does the committee therefore wish to draw this instrument to the attention of Parliament under reporting ground J? Great. The committee also considers the reasons for the breach of the 28-day rule, which in this case are set out in a letter to the presiding officer dated 23 April 2020. The letter explains that the Scottish Government consider the new developments and changes of use that are currently taking place to urgently provide additional capacity for the NHS and other services to address the coronavirus emergency, mean it is essential that the planning system does not act as a barrier or create delays in providing this necessary infrastructure. The Scottish Government wishes to provide additional certainty to local authorities and NHS bodies to ensure, through legislation, that the necessary developments do not require applications for planning permission to be made. Since these essential developments are already proposed, the Scottish Government considers it is necessary for the instrument to come into force immediately. However, this instrument applies to emergencies other than COVID-19. Does the committee wish to highlight this matter to the lead committee so that they can explore whether this breach was necessary in relation to wider emergencies? Okay, thank you. I now move the meeting into private.